On GE, WPAC Cable Channel 5.
We have our host, Mike Hatfield, the man who picks his nose with a grapefruit spoon. Here's Mike.
Gee, thanks, Eric. You're doing a wonderful job, a great job this week, and thanks a lot. We have we have technical difficulty. That's what we have. We have Eric Brown today filling in for Jim Tallman, who is normally filled in for by John Feaser, but of course this time, well, that didn't happen that way.
We talk to Andy Kerr, band director now?
Yes, that's we're going to talk to Andy Kerr now. He's our band director. Until further notice, I put that down because, well, you know how Andy is.
Yeah.
Andy, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're going to do tonight? I understand you have a band feature.
We have a band feature that we put together today, and
that we put together today. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Can you tell me about it?
I worked on this weekend. Get that. Don't get that close to my face.
I'm sorry.
And well, he's gonna be playing the bass guitar. I'm gonna be playing the keyboard. He's gonna be playing the drums. And just gonna be playing the flute.
Not that today should be any different than any other day, but do these people know how to play their instruments?
Not really, but I've only been band director for a week, so I can't claim responsibility for this band.
I must admit, Andy, last week I think a lot of people were impressed with your band. I think you did a good job.
In 2 weeks, we're going to be playing Louie Louie, hopefully, you know that one,
A sneak preview there.
Sneak preview. That's sneak preview music. Okay, yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, and good luck, Andy.
Thanks, Mike.
Now back to the old desk, and we get to talk with my close and personal friend, Eric Brown. And, so Eric, why don't you tell me a little bit what's been going on this week for you?
Well, I've gone to school most of the days this week. This is what, Thursday? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I go to school Mondays through Fridays, usually. It's been 4 days so far. I got one more left for my weekend.
Now, Eric, I understand you're in Key Club, and we have a trip coming up in...
Yes, we're...
And it sounds like you're able to go now.
Yes, I have to get my form in. Mr. Woodward, are those forms still available? Yeah. All right, I haven't turned my form in yet, but...
Well, that'll be interesting now. You know, there's a problem before, but it's all cleared up, and now you're looking at a great vacation there.
A clear future, yes.
A clear future, yes. And, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And, like I said before, normally we have John Feaser fill in for Jim Tallman, but this week John couldn't make it either. So we dropped down the scale quite a ways to Eric Brown. And, well, it sure is... I'm just kidding, Eric. Sure is interesting having you on the show, though. But we got a great...
Sure is interesting being here.
Thank you. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. We have Students Against Drunk Drivers, and we have a couple special announcements. And it looks like we have a donation for the tote board, am I right?
Yeah.
Great. A little tote music, please. You might want to turn it on first, Andy. Great.
Yeah. All right.
Can we have a marker? We have a small prop failure here. Why don't we have the donator come up here and tell us a little bit about what they're going to donate and why?
I've got the other half of the coupon that we gave you last week on the show so that you can get your entire box of whatever you choose to get.
Now wait, so you mean we only had
marker?
We'll use that. Oh no! Now if we had a one of those shows with the neat cameras, then we could go back and you wouldn't even see that I dropped that pen. But we don't. So
Okay.
There might be a marker.
So okay.
So with this and the coupon we gave you last week, you can either get a thing of wacky wafers or just juice rolls, bottle caps roll, runs box, tartan, tiniest box, dinosaur eggs, or gobstoppers. With
So basically, it's a good deal then. It's something that Mom and Dad would be well.
And that's from Joel and I.
Okay, so you don't mind if I just put your name up here, do you?
No, that's fine, Mike.
Bruce. Now I'm gonna spell your last name right, I think. Hawaii.
R.
And that would be coupons. Okay, well, thanks a lot, Bruce, and
All right,
it's really appreciated. Have a nice day, okay? Great, just what we needed, more coupons. Thank goodness. Well, I tell you what, let's let's go ahead and start up with the. He wants his pen back because he knows I'll take it. Let's go ahead and start up with the band feature here. I think everybody's ready over there, I hope. And well, without any further ado, the bubble machine. Get the bubble machine ready.
Ready.
Okay, go ahead and take it away, Andy Kerr.
The camera first, please. Okay, bubbles. Let's see them.
The bubbles.
Bubbles. Are they bubbles
Without
on?
any further ado, let's take it away, Andy.
Turn on breath. Okay.
Without any further ado, now let's take it away, Andy.
Look at all those bubbles on the screen.
Gee,
Yeah, all right.
I'm speechless.
That was beautiful.
Thanks a lot, Bubble Machine over there. The human Bubble Machine was Chris Newman and Scott Rathman.
Too bad.
And
you lost the drum player.
you know, it was good. It was a
the
little
drum
rough
player.
in some spots.
Too bad you had the drum player for the first part.
It was a little rough in spots, but thanks a lot. It was a good feature. It was a good feature. But anyhow, we got one special announcement I got to make here, if I can remember. Oh, here we go. WCHS Drama Club is presenting, if I can hold this straight here, George M. And this is going to be March 6th, 7th, and 8th at the WCHS West Gym. It'll start at 8 o'clock p.m. That's at night, of course. And students $1.50, adults $2.50. Activity cards are honored, so bring those in there.
When is that again?
For gosh sakes. George M. Presented by the Drama and Choral Department. So everybody make a note of that, and we hope to see all of you there. But remember, the 6th, March 6th, they will be on our show.
Doing a performance? or?
No, they're going to tell us a little bit about it, give us a little sneak preview of what we can expect that night. And one more announcement here, let's get out of the way, because I know I'm going to get in trouble if I forget this. I have for the last 2 weeks. There is a track meeting for all boys interested in going out for track. Now I'm going to figure out a way to word this so...
What's the date on that, Mike?
Well, okay, everybody interested in going out for track should talk to either Mr. Cooper, Mr. Witherall, excuse me, or
We
Mr.
call him
Facker.
Bob.
Mr. Facker. So everybody, please make a note of that and talk to them if you are interested. The Chord Zone, a skit prepared by Shane Newkirk and some other people here, will be premiering on WCHS Today in several weeks, probably 2 I can say, but don't hold me to that. And it's going to be an interesting production, but keep that in mind, please. Now, let's bring on what everybody came here to see tonight, the entire audience out there.
All who?
Come on, let's hear it from the audience, huh? Students Against Drunk Drivers. By Eric. Traveling music, please.
Can I say my
Oh, of
name
course.
up there? got a squeaky seat.
Just a little
Whoopee
bit.
cushion? Is that
We got whoopee cushions in under there, but most people don't notice that.
Wow.
Very observant.
Thank you.
So I see you brought some propaganda with you and some other little knickknacks we can get into. How are you guys involved in SAD?
We were the officers, and we pretty much directed the sewing T-shirts and buttons.
And we got one of those here too, don't we?
Yeah.
Let's see that, Mike.
Let's hold this up. How much does something like this cost now? Somebody's.
What did we pay for him last year?
Can we zoom in on this? Hint,
About
hint, hint.
$5, something like that.
About $5.
Yeah.
Find out where they're getting them made.
Yeah. Really, we were going to pay about $10 to get our T-shirts made for TV clubs. So
CJ's,
CJ shirt,
which
out
no
of
longer in
business now.
business, yeah.
But now,
I think they are in Peoria, but I'm not sure.
so now you guys sell these to people now, or is this just
No,
for?
we sold it last year.
So
We sponsored a SAD week,
Mm-hmm.
and we sold them to those students who were members of SAD,
Okay, but
which were 7th graders.
okay. Well, where's this done at now? Is this
Well-
like something that goes around all schools, or?
Okay, we are the only junior high that has a chapter in the state of Illinois, which I just found out 2 weeks ago. I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
So, local high schools, Pekin High School is trying to start a chapter. Peoria Central High has a chapter. I talked to John Feeser earlier this year, he's in Keefa, about starting a chapter here in Washington.
And it kind of faded out
yeah.
there for a while, I guess.
I don't know, I don't know what happened with it.
I don't know if John does either, though, actually.
But anyway, this is how we decided we would sponsor this, because I'm the health club sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
And we have about, 50, 75 last
there's
year?
72.
In health club. And so we decided, I talked with my officers, and they thought it would be a good project to sponsor. So we sponsored various events. We had a SAD week in April. And we got things going, and we got a chapter formed. And then every year we're going to sponsor new events. And we've got something coming up in April. We're not sure quite yet what we're going to do, but we're working on it.
Okay, now these are the people you have with you tonight are
For last year's
officers.
Right, because they were involved in last year. Like I said, we haven't gotten anything started yet for this year. It's coming up in April, so we're just in the planning stages right now.
What was that? How long have you guys been involved in this now? You were.
That was last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
The whole year.
Okay, so it's only for 7th grade members, or?
Right, we started in September planning it, and in April was when we had our week, our SAD week, and we had different activities planned for each day of the week.
Okay, how do you guys protest now against like drunk drivers? And are you guys just against drunk drivers or people that drink?
Good question.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. weren't
Yeah.
we? Go ahead, you want to start?
It's drunk drivers. It's not drinking's one thing, and drinking and driving's another.
See, I guess we've had some, I haven't personally, but some people have said, well, SAD is just advocating, no drinking
No
and
alcohol.
driving. Right. And they're not really focusing on not drinking, period.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not condoning it and saying that it's okay to drink, but realistically, teenagers are going to drink.
Mm-hmm.
So the focus is, if you've got a drink, if you go to a party and you drink, not to make a mistake and drive drunk or ride with someone who's been drinking. And I guess that's kind of the focus that we're taking. On
What do you guys do now to protest that? I mean,
Well, let's see. Last year we had Monday was poster day. We took a week, and where we had health club members make posters on drinking and driving and drinking. Anti-drinking and driving. And then Tuesday was, I believe, Button Day, where we saw buttons like these. I don't know if you can.
we'll try to zoom in
Well,
on
they
this.
look like this. Okay, we may, if you want to hold that up, is what they.
Wonderful cameraman out there.
Okay,
And,
see, we had the SAD buttons with the SAD logo and the emblem, and then we had buttons that said "Friends don't let friends drive drunk," which is like that one there.
another one here, but same thing as the other one, kind of.
Yeah, and we made those ourselves. We had different committees, poster committee, button committee, that made those, and then we sold those. And our proceeds, by the way, that we made off that were donated to AIM, which is Alliance Against Intoxicated Motorists. It's a group in Pekin. And the director of it was hit on 2 separate occasions, he was hit by a drunk driver.
Oh, jeez.
And he's had plastic surgery on his face, 26?
Yeah, it was about
26 times. and which is this gentleman here, which I'll get to in a minute. So we donated the proceeds that we made from the buttons to that organization. And that's that gentleman there. His name's Leonard Bobbitt. He's the director of AIM there, which is he's the director of it in Pekin. It's a state organization, but that's him there. We've got press coverage. That was the Washington Reporter, that article, I think, on that. Yeah, it's not real clear. He was one of our guest speakers at our assembly that we had. Wednesday we had membership card day, where if you wanted to join SAD, you received membership cards. And on the back, they had to agree to these, well, they were DWA cards, drive without alcohol, where you had to agree to those 3 conditions. I think something like I will not drink and drive, I will not ride with someone who's been drinking, and I will not drive after drinking, something like that. And then they signed those. And I think most of 7th and 8th graders got those cards, didn't they?
Yeah.
So anyone who wanted to be in SAD, 7th and 8th grade, it didn't matter. They signed up. We had a booth, information booth, where we gave out literature, pamphlets that we got, like from various insurance companies and Illinois Department of Transportation, and they sent us all that information. We gave that out through the whole week. We had a booth set up in the main lobby there.
Friday.
Right.
Now, do you guys ever present like your information to the younger kids? Like you said, 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, we just, well, the reason why we did that was because every year I teach 7th grade health, so I would get those students as they came up. So every year I was afraid that we would kind of burn out, if we did this with everybody year after year.
You're eventually going to get them all.
Kind of transitional thing, so that when I got them in 7th grade, then that
and hopefully it'll stick with them through 8th grade and everything.
Right.
What effects do you think the recent crackdown on that is having on the problem of drunk driving? I know they've got barricades and.
I don't know. I kind of mixed feelings about that. I know it's getting drunk driving. The legislators to enforce this is kind of a touchy issue, because it's kind of a touchy subject. A lot of people don't like to admit that they drink and drive. And I don't know. I can't say if the barricades. I'm not opposed to them. And there are a lot of people that are upset about them.
Well, I mean, I can see it. I don't know. It seems like it would just be a minor inconvenience, to get stopped. But if you're not drinking, then it's really no problem. It's just going to be a little hold up for a couple minutes.
Right. See, a lot of people just resent. I think they feel it's like a
intrusion of privacy.
Privacy, right? Violation of their rights, and they don't really agree with it. I don't object to it, but there are many people that don't like.
Do you think it's going to help out any?
Well, I hope it does.
I mean, they did it during Super Bowl Sunday and New Year's Eve.
Right.
And I don't know, how many people they caught or whatever.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know that it was in the paper a lot. I know in Sweden, I think they have a program where they have designated stops, and they do it routinely, and it's very successful over there in Sweden, where they do something like that.
Do you guys have any ideas of different things that you think should be done to help solve the problem, or at least make a dent in it?
I'll let you guys answer that. You're the teen population here.
Stumper question here.
Yeah. Well, one cure-all would be not to drink, but like I said, that's kind of unrealistic.
It's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
Practically. There's enough people out there that...
that designated drivers program, I don't know if you've seen that, on like some of the local beer, I don't know, Budweiser, I'm not sure. They have what they're sponsoring or helping sponsor. It's called designated driver program. If you're with a group that you designate a driver, sober driver, someone that's in your party or with you that doesn't drink, and then they'll drive home.
How that's working out.
I don't know. And then there's a Safe Rides program, which I know Pekin High School is trying to get, which members of the high school who are involved in SAD on weekends would volunteer. They'd be like a taxi service.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about that before.
Like if you're at a party and your ride, or either yourself, if you drove, if you're too drunk to drive home, you could call this number, and local radio stations would advertise.
What number to call?
Right, and you would call the number, and they would come and pick you up and guarantee you a safe ride, home. Is basically what it amounts to.
No, they had something about that on the news. One of the bars was doing that. They had a little taxi service that was taking people home.
Right.
Do you guys think the current laws are strict enough for drunk drivers? Or do you think they're kind of...
Well, I've never been involved in that situation. You know, I bet, I don't know, I'm not well versed enough on it either to know exactly. I mean, I haven't been through a legal proceeding or, you know, I'm not sure. Like I said, my opinion is not probably very good, but
They're getting stricter though.
I think they're trying hard. I really do. I think the state of Illinois is probably one of the toughest, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
that they are tough, and they are trying to crack down. So I really think they're trying to make an effort, in trying to stop it, you know.
Have you guys tried to pass any legislation, anything like that?
We've never done anything like that. I've kind of toyed with the idea about trying to do something like that, writing letters to our legislators and that, which I think would be a good something good for us to do.
I mean, it'd be something they could learn off, and it would help out the community a lot.
Right.
I know. I went to Central Grade School, and Don Breeze from there, he had a bunch of people together. I think it was an 8th grade class that went ahead and wrote a piece of legislation, that was against drunk drivers, and I think they got it passed. They talked to Judy Kaler, and she helped it through a little bit. But I think that was a good idea. It seems like it gets them involved with the system.
Well, we had she's no longer, she moved, Amy. We had a student last year whose father was killed by a drunk driver. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. And and we had kind of a personal motivation to get this started. And in fact, her mother is very active with AIM and some other organizations. She's a member of MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Drivers or Driving Drunk.
Now, you guys involved with that?
No, they're two separate organizations. The gentleman that got the whole program started was a hockey coach. I'm not sure, Pennsylvania, I'm not sure where it was. And 2 of his players were hit and killed. Someone who was drunk hit them. And so he was mad about it and said, something's got to be done. So he really got the whole thing started, because that is a national organization. And he got the ball going. In fact, he and other members of his organization make guest speaking appearances, kind of like the David Toma, crusade.
Talks about drugs.
Right. They kind of do the same thing, and if anyone wants them to come and be guest speakers, they've got films, and they come and make personal appearances, and they guest speak at, high schools, and we've never had them. I'm not sure if there's a cost involved or not. I'm sure there'd be some sort of a cost, but...
Now, what's this one here?
Journal Star came out and did a feature. We were really pleased. We had Journal Star...
19 and 25.
Yeah, Channel 19 and Channel 25 came out and did a feature on us, and we were really pleased. Oh, Marla is in there. See what's, if you could hold it just there for a minute.
It's okay, really. You can put it down, please.
She's putting one of the pins on Scott there, and she sticks him by accident. So the grimace of pain that is on his face is legitimate. It's not fake. He was, in fact, she drew blood. Didn't you draw blood when you, so it's kind of a joke, about it today. But, she's kind of dangerous, so never have,
I don't know if I'd trust her. We'll put these on ourselves. That's okay.
No, you want to wear one of those, Mike? I'll let her, go ahead, Mom.
No, really. But how can people get involved in this now, like from other grade schools, if they're interested in doing something like this?
Well, after we did all of this, and we had a lot of press, like I said, we had really excellent press coverage from the Journal Star and from 25 and 19. I hadn't had any response, but like Tremont High School contacted me, and Pekin High School. In fact, I made appearance there 2 weeks ago at their meeting, and I can't remember. I've had 2 or 3 other requests by people at Canton High School. Someone contacted me about how do we get one started in Washington High School. I haven't heard anything from like other junior highs or grade schools about getting one started. I really think it should start, I'd like to see more chapters at the junior high level. We had kind of, it wasn't like a criticism, but we had a lot of people say like, why are you getting involved in this now? I mean, your students aren't, these guys aren't driving yet.
Oh, yeah, Journal Star said that to us.
We had a lot, the Journal Star, they interviewed us, and Channel 19, and that question kept coming up, why, you're a junior high school, you're not driving yet. Well, we were like, it's kind of,
It's going to stick with you,
Right,
through the years.
it's, you want to think about this before you get behind the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one's going to be there telling you no, don't do this. I mean, you've got to
Peer pressure, too.
Right, and the peer pressure is going to be, tremendous when you're there at that situation, and you've got to think about those things before you're in that situation. That's what we're hoping, create kind of an awareness.
Mm-hmm. Well, you let them know now, and they'll think maybe twice at least about it.
Right.
Later on in life. I know that a lot of people are going to see this, and they're going to go ahead and drive drunk anyway. But at least we'll be a little more aware about the situation, and maybe
Well, and
slow it down.
not only peer pressure, but I'm sure parents. I mean, I know a lot of them were concerned because, if mom and dad were at a party, they were afraid that they would drive home, if they had too much to drink, or older brothers and sisters who were in high school. So, they were really concerned not only for themselves, but family members and friends.
Mm-hmm. No, we had somebody at our school, back in grade school, that her parent had been killed by a drunk driver. And, that's the reason they passed the legislation for that, because, a lot of people just let stuff like that go on. And you can turn the other cheek, and
Or it doesn't happen to me.
Mm-hmm. But then that's the time that you're going to go out on the road, and it's going to happen to you. But how'd you guys get involved in this now? Just you said through
We were in
clubs.
health club, and she brought it up,
Yeah, I read
and
it.
we were pretty much for it.
Yeah, I had a meeting. Well, in September last year, every month I receive Current Health magazine,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a letter in there that about SAD, how to start a SAD chapter. So I thought, we sponsor projects, we do various activities throughout the year, and I thought this would be something maybe we could try. But I told them at the beginning, I said, there's one problem, there's one hang-up. This is primarily for high school age, students, because of the element of the driving and drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we might get turned down. So we went ahead and wrote a letter anyway, and they wrote back saying, great, start one. And they kind of said, adapt it to fit your needs. So we did that. We did those activities that we could do within a junior high school. And that's how it all got started.
Okay, now if supposing parents want to help us out a little bit, how can they get involved?
Parents,
Do you
it's
really
surprising. Not one parent ever contacted me about how can I get involved, how can I help. I had a lot of favorable response from parents saying, I think it's great,
Mm-hmm.
but no one ever really offered or volunteered. I think that would be terrific if I could have some parents, get involved in it. And,
You'd let them come into Students Against Drunk Drivers?
Oh, sure. I'd let them help, in whatever way they wanted to, or how, whatever we wanted to sponsor. And, but like I said, I never had any parents contact me and ask, how can I help?
Okay, what other organizations are there now? You said there was MAD?
Right, MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, and AIM, which is, they have an office in Pekin. I'm not sure what other organizations there are. Those are the three that I know offhand.
Okay, but there's enough that, people can get involved if they want
right,
to.
right.
Enough for different age group. There's
Right.
mothers and just adults that can get involved, and then students. But you said you talked to somebody at the high school about getting one of those started. I think there might be enough people around that would be interested in doing something like that.
Yeah.
I think would help out a lot.
Well, the high school is such a great, they have so much, freedom, I guess, I don't know, because of the fact that they can drive, and it really does hit, I should say, closer, to your age group,
Mm-hmm.
because you are high school age and because you can drive. And, like they suggested, doing various things at prom night, and, they had some great ideas, which we obviously couldn't do because, we don't
Mm-hmm.
have prom and we don't drive and things like that.
We don't.
I mean, I do, but these guys don't,
Sure, I'm sure. You guys have never gotten behind the wheel before. Sure. Rambunctious youth, that's what it is.
Yeah.
These kids these days, I don't know what's wrong with them. The youth of America, so corrupting. Can't be like
see
that.
Washington High School get a sad chapter here.
Yeah, well, we can manage something like that. Sure. Mr. Woodward, of course, wanted to talk about like
I'll
that,
give him
right?
my card when
Yeah.
they finish.
You get, yeah. Thanks a lot. Well, I'm sure we can get something started though if we all talk it over. There's got to be something we can do, even if it's just like a committee out of a Key Club or something like that. Now, is your husband still a police officer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
Well,
here in Washington, though.
Not here in Washington. Where is he
He's
now?
in Bloomington now.
Bloomington? You know, we haven't had him on the show the entire year. Donna Rogers is away in Mongolia or something like that. And
Is that Miss Rogers' neighborhood?
yes.
Yes.
Your husband was on that, what,
Last
every
year.
week?
Yeah.
But it was great because every week he was on. I remember the week he brought McGruff or what?
Right, Officer McGruff.
Yeah, the
Take a
crime
bite out of
dog.
crime, yeah.
That was great, and I wanted to have him on the show this year. Him and Officer Beard. I understand Officer Beard now is he isn't the police anymore, is he?
Oh, I don't know.
Can't
Oh,
tell
no,
me.
I'm not involved in it.
Well, I was gonna have him on. I called up the police station and I heard that your husband was a police officer some elsewhere now, and Officer Beard was not
He's
to be
in
found.
Mongolia, too.
Yeah, Mongolia with Donna Rogers doing a couple remotes out there. But no, we're gonna have him. We're gonna. Just kidding. They're really not out there. I think where's Donna right now?
I think she's
Austria.
Belgium.
Austria, Belgium. Austria-Belgium, something like that. But anyhow, we'll have him on this year. It's going to be an interesting show sometime, and we'd like to thank you guys for coming on, you
Thanks for
gals,
having
I should say. And these T-shirts, there's no way for people to get these now. If they want something like this,
Well, you know.
You can cut 'em a deal on one, maybe.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
get you one.
you guys going to have these again this year?
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. I gotta get one of these.
I'll talk to your mom. She's got a
Have my mom buy it for me.
Yeah.
It's only money. Come on, Mom. Well, it's been it's been interesting. We got a lot of propaganda here that we can. Now, do you have spares of these now that we can distribute?
I can
You have
get
the bumper
some.
stickers.
You can get us some,
I've
right?
got some
Bumper stickers
other
at my
bumper
car.
stickers out here.
Oh, at the
Right there, right.
So you
But
do
I
have.
love sober drivers.
Okay, so you have a
I can
couple.
leave you some of those.
Okay, well that's what we need. We need some of this propaganda then.
Right.
So thanks a lot for coming on, and we hope you have a nice week at school and all the things that you're going to learn. Yeah, there's only a couple days. Well, one day.
One day.
Unless, of course, you're watching on Monday, in which case it'd be the start of the new school week. And if you're watching on Monday, then you're obviously not watching
Is
on
this the
Thursday.
program on tonight then, right?
Yeah, this is on tonight here at 8 o'clock on Channel 5.
Casimir Pulaski's birthday.
That's right, and in honor of that, well, okay, for you people watching on tonight, which is Thursday, of course, don't listen to what I'm going to say, okay? Happy Casimir Pulaski Day.
Pulaski.
It's all the same. Come
That's my
on.
hometown now, because
Pulaski?
Mount Pulaski.
Mount Pulaski. Good place. You got to go there sometime.
Home of
course
the
you-
Hilltoppers.
Home of the home of the Hilltoppers. Remember, folks, you heard it here first. So happy Casimir Pulaski Day, unless you're watching on Thursday, which is tonight, and then you don't need to know that. But it looks like they're trying to take the show away. Have a nice weekend, everybody.
Yeah.